Hello my viewers, I am back with another video today. So how should I start this? I don't even know how to start this because basically the point of this video is a comparison between the MAC and the MAC NC30 and the Frankie Rose in olive. Now mind you, I am gonna do a comparison on my face, but I hardly have any product on this one because I was already running out and I figured I would just get a new foundation. So with that being said, I was so scared to get the Frankie Rose because this is my all-time favorite foundation. I love this foundation. Every time I would go to either Kat Von D, Smashbox, HD foundation, any other foundation, I would use it till I finished, and then I would go back to this. So like I said, this was my all-time favorite. I do know how both products work now, so it's not a first impression, but I will tell you the differences and the cons between these two. Now this one claims to be a pro longwear, so it's supposed to last a long time. Its blendability is good. The color, for me, to be honest with you, it gets a little it kind of gets a little, it oxidizes on me. And then this one doesn't really, and this is a perfect color for me. So anyways, I'm gonna apply these two on and I will come back to the video, I guess, or you know what I mean. So on my left side, I'm gonna be putting the MAC, and I don't prime my face all the time, only in special occasions. So I'm only going to be using about a pump on each face, but since I am running low on this, I'm just going to scrape it off from the container. And like I said, I don't prime my face. So for both, I am going to be using both MAC products and the Frankie Rose product for setting as well. So that should be about a pump, I think. So yeah. Okay, I think that should be about a pump. I'm gonna be using this foundation brush. Oops. I'm just gonna smear it, and that I kid you not, that's about a pump for this side. Okay, now that I spread it all over, I'm gonna be getting this little brush. That little hair won't go away anyway. This is a problematic side, and you guys will see how much this foundation covers. But for the most part, this is the MAC. And it feels really good. It's super lightweight as well. It's a good foundation. Okay, so now I'm going to be using the Frankie Rose, and I'm going to flip it to this side now. One full pump. That's a full pump. MAC's pumps are a lot more smaller than the Frankie Rose one. Every time when I did have, here, I'll show you with this other foundation I have. You like how the lashes are everywhere? Look, that's one full pump for the MAC. Do you guys see that? it's not that much, versus this one that I really don't want to waste. But oh man, I'll show you. Look at the comparison of the pump. Okay, now that's smeared, but can you guys see the comparison of it? Frankie Rose gives you a lot more for the pump, and MAC doesn't really. So anyways, now I'm gonna blend the foundation. Also, I forgot to mention that the Frankie Rose is a lot more creamier, so it blends a lot better, and the MAC one will set quick, so you have to work fast with it. Otherwise, you're probably gonna get patchiness. Yeah, so you have to work very fast with it. This is the MAC Frankie Rose. Now I'm gonna set both of them with the powder foundations. I have the Frankie Rose and then the MAC one, and I'll be back with the full face.
Over the horizon.
So I am back, and this is how the foundations look. This is the Frankie Rose, and this is the MAC. Both look amazing, don't they? And that's about it for now. I'm gonna go through my day, and we'll see how this foundation wears, and every so often I will come back to you guys and let you guys know the update. But for the most part, they both look flawless. I love them. All right guys, see you in the next clips. With another update. It has been, okay, I started recording the video about 8:30, 9, 10, 11, 12. It's been about 4 hours, and this is how the foundation looks. Frankie side, MAC side. You can't really tell a difference, but I can. I didn't show you guys, but do you guys see the foundation mark? I've noticed that with MAC, my color is not as matchy as okay, basically what I'm trying to say is that the Frankie Rose blends a lot better with my skin tone. Do you see that? It's not as noticeable as my MAC. My MAC one oxidizes a little bit more than my Frankie Rose. I don't know if you guys remember, but I had said in one of the videos of that I put out from the Frankie Rose foundation that it was a lot more glowy, and it was also a lot more for dry skin versus oily skin. And I could be really wrong, because that one time I applied a lot of foundation, and that's how I made my foundation look. This time around, and ever since I've been doing it, I only put 2 pumps, and it makes it look flawless. It doesn't, the oil doesn't seep through. It looks pretty darn good. Both sides look pretty even too. So far they're in a tie, you guys. So I am back with, I don't know how long it's been. Let me see. About 10 to 12 hour wear of my foundation. And as you guys can tell, I haven't replied anything. So both sides are really oily. And I don't know if I mentioned, but each foundation is 1 fluid ounce. And the powder foundations are also, I believe, well, this one doesn't say, but they're the same amount. The skin, as far as the skin coverage, it's pretty good. It's still there. The bronzer's still there. Everything is pretty much there. All in all, I love both foundations. But as you can tell, look at, we still have the oxidation of the MAC one. But seriously, I feel like these two foundations go hand in hand. But hand on hand. But to be honest with you, if I had to choose, I would totally say the Frankie Rose one. Just because I feel like I get more coverage versus the MAC Pro Longwear, and the MAC Pro Longwear is a little bit more thinner, so it's not as creamy as the Frankie Rose. But as you guys can tell, both foundations are pretty much the same, and I love them both. But because MAC is, oh, and the price range is about the same. I believe it's 30 bucks or 32 for the foundation and 25 for the powder foundation. But yeah, like I said, I do love them both, but if I had to choose, I would totally go with Frankie Rose, just because the color selection is a lot better, and because it's a lot more creamier, and I feel like I get more coverage versus the MAC Pro Longwear. But anyways, oh, and I also noticed the downfall about the Frankie Rose is that it transfers a lot more than the MAC one. So if you're gonna be hugging people and like cuddling with them, I would suggest not to probably use the Frankie Rose, just because it transfers a lot more. But seriously, like, makeup's gonna transfer regardless. If your foundation doesn't transfer, your contour will transfer, your brows will transfer, you know. But anyways, guys, with that being said, I really hope you guys liked this video. I know I had a hard time choosing between Frankie Rose and MAC, because the downfall about MAC is like I hate going to the MAC counters and like it's so packed all the time, and I just hate it. And with the Frankie Rose one, order it online to get delivered within 4 days, because you know I'm in the California area and I'm good, you know. So have been touching my face, and as you can tell, both foundations came off from the nose area. I did eat 2 times today and the foundation's still there. Like I said, I didn't put primer either, so yeah. I don't know what else to say about this foundation. I just like both of them, but I feel like Frankie Rose takes the cake, to be honest with you. It also smells a lot better. I actually thought I was gonna break out with the Frankie Rose because it has a scent, but I didn't. I promise you, these pimples are not because of that. But yeah, I liked both of them pretty good. So let me see, what else do I want to talk about it? I feel like I'm missing something. I just can't remember. I think I'm just gonna wrap it up now. Yeah, I hope you guys really like this video, and if you guys want to see more comparison videos or reviews, just let me know and I will get them to you. So like I said, with that being said, I'll see you when I see you, and you guys will see me in the next video. Bye.